All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is on the same Audi 2010 S4 V6 supercharged. I'm doing water pump and coolant lines and thermostat. And for the thermostat and the leak that I have on the tap, I need to remove the supercharger. So that's what I'm going to start to do. So let's begin. Got two pressure sensors on the tap. I got a plastic lock. It's like a gray lock. And then I just use the pick from under in, and then that's it. Now we can leave that here. I think this stays. That should come off. Let's try to remove that. All right. Just plastic clips. Well, this one can't stay because I will remove the lines that goes under it from these ones. So that should be no problem. Another plastic cover. Yeah, the throttle valve and another throttle valve. Yeah, remove the intake no matter what. I'm referring to the intake hose. 1 second, guys. All right, let's keep removing these hoses and air filter. It's a hard line in here. Let's see. Clamp is sort of loose. I'm gonna use a small pick to see if I can remove this vacuum line. Yeah. Perfect. I need to loosen this up more. There's a fuel line. So let's get that one out. Where's my hose plier? Right here. I don't know if I already mentioned it. I have a battery disconnected. It's in the trunk under the spare tire. Always when you work on this, you have to. Well, that pick is not going to work on that. It's a little bit too hard of a hose for that. So we can just use a plier. You see that pressure. Now let's put a rack on top of it. Doesn't spin on our face. All right. Gonna blow some air in here before I take anything apart more, because as usual, I will try to fall after in the intake passages. So this is the time to do it. Try to play this close, so not much of a problem in there. All right. All right, so let's get the connector for this throttle valve, or throttle body out, if I can. Yes, hit it on this bracket. So let's get the purge valve out. With the W40 and the connection. And we can keep that here. We'll be using it a lot. Just going with the back of the screwdriver around, trying to loosen it up. Okay. Now we can get this connector out. And we can just, it's a flexible hose, so that's not going to be a problem. Now this bracket, so we got lines of vacuum coming from under it. It's a T30. Look like it's just two bolts in there. All right, so let's remove that. We got it ready. Grab the cord. We use it here. Right. And we have, let's see, yeah, let's move. So we got one on the back, two more on the back. Looks like it. Is it? No more. Very close to the outside. So everything has to be working on these stations. Definitely not one. Nope, just drop it. Let this thing there. Wasn't way in. I got you. Why not stir? And then when it's easy to remove, now the connections are easy. No, let's get this out of the way. But no, same lines on the way. So this one and this one. Let's get the connectors out. One is back on the tree and another one. Just gonna have it. More room for a ratchet in there. I pull this loose. Let's try with the fingers. Probably before now, get this front lines off. Mm-hmm. And one more on the gray one. These two are together. Gray one is separate. You guys are looking at everything, right? I think it's a good capture. Nothing that important that I gotta do a zoom or something. Not yet. I'll take the camera and get you guys a closer look when I have everything off. And I don't feel it moving, so it's gotta have another bolt. Got the rear line disconnected, and now I'm going to disconnect the side one. It goes to a T. It's done. The bucket line goes to a T on these same lines in here. So now the only thing that is holding me is the connector, electrically speaking. Just can't get to see. Oh, looks like I got it off without disconnecting it. So just stay there. Just hold yourself in there. Now let's disconnect the other throttle valve. Okay, that can stay there. All right, so I was able to wiggle it and get it out of the way without disconnecting it electrically. So what I want to do now is get the balls out of the, or on the supercharge. Taking a look and see if I find another bracket or something. And I don't think so. Just the same weight holding it. Yeah, we need to get that plastic bracket from the here. That doesn't break. I think they just put this for look. At least this one is holding a hose. The one on the other side is actually holding nothing. Again, take your time. Make sure you don't break anything. There's the vacuum lines. We can take a look. Pick, nothing else. And that's the big monster. Alright, that should give you a closer look. I think I'm going to put some cover paper wise on those intake, as I always do. Oh yeah, got a lot of coolant here. Let's see what is going to be the surprise in here. Yeah, the center valley, it is just full of coolant. You can see the orange coolant in there. So all this is full of coolant all the way here, and same thing in the other side. So, alright, so I'm trying to look at the diagrams. This is a crankcase ventilation system, so pretty much a PCV system. I have this pipe here that I need to remove as well. So we need to get that out. I got it out. I use a pick and a flat screwdriver, like the pocket screwdriver, and I was able to get it out. Lucky for me, it's not brittle. And again, I'm just trying to get myself more room. All right, 1 second, guys. All right, let's finish talking to my manager about this, because look at these guys. Look at them. It's like a paste. And that is all the coolant that we have there. I'm going to clean that very well, but all I'm saying is very nice. So another connection in here that goes to this actuator from these vacuum lines. So trying to see how much I can remove and disconnect so I can work around. I don't want to disconnect things that are going to be hard to install back. That gives me enough room for the thermostat. Let's get it to 30. Talking to the dealer and looking at the schematics, it looks like it's no other coolant path used except for this pipe that is right here. Hopefully you guys can see. It goes all the way along, and I have it, yeah, right here. So let me actually get it out of the bag so you see better. And they do this on purpose. I mean, why are you gonna put a plastic pipe in there? See, that is exactly that pipe right here. It goes under all the fuel lines and everything, and under all the crankcase system and all this air system. It's just beautiful. I mean, I don't mind. It's a huge labor, but it's like unreal. All right, let's keep going. So this is the thermostat, and doesn't really look that bad. The seal area. Let's try to inspect the gasket around. I mean, I do see some spots look like a leak. I'm sure, yeah, I'm showing it right here. But usually when any of these stop leaks, the coolant itself creates a decomposed plastic, and then you can see like very brittle, and that's not the case in here. So I have to proceed with that pipe. One thing I like to do to figure out without consulting all that, repair information, is with the same part. Like in order to get that pipe out, what do I need to remove? Well, I know that definitely these fuel lines will have to be moved in order for me to get it out. But this also has an attached bolt right in the back, and it has a bracket with these connectors. So I got to work on that because that is the fun part. I was trying to get this out, and I just could not. So I'm gonna have to just move it around, gentle, because I don't want to break anything. And all this is just a solid connection in here. That's what I use a mirror to see what I can or not remove to get things out of the way. It looks like that only has one bulb. Yeah. Would I be able to get that out? Looks like a T25. Even smaller T20. Sorry for the shaking. All right, guys. So yeah, you can see there. So I'm leaving that alone for a while. I'm a little tired. I definitely need to remove these injectors and everything on this side because that pipe is not going to come out with that. So let's try to do that. And this uses 230s and 10 millimeters. So it uses three different types or fasteners, different length. You can get this debris cover. Let me blow some air again in here. I don't want that to get in the intake. Can do the same thing on this side. I'm not sure if I will be removing that one, but let's get the junk out. I will vacuum all that fluid away from there. Okay, that's not so bad. All right, let's get the 10 millimeter. 1 second, guys. Got that one out. I want to cover here because here I can reach from here, but if something falls down in there, I will be able, needed to remove something else. So just to be careful. Always think when you're working, what happens if something falls in there. All right, so we got these actuators in here. They do have a connection, same as injectors that we got under the same intake, or oh yeah, we can show call that as the intake runners. Just trying to push the locked up. Just crap in there. All right, so that's just a cover. Yeah, the injectors are very tight. I mean, it's No, actually I do have some to pry on here. Trying to break the seal. Okay, now it came out. All right, that's how that looks. And the injector, actually, or this pipe, it locks in here, so you cannot remove it. The center one locks it. And I'm gonna need these the seals. Anything I remove has to be repacked. We drink some water. Definitely not an easy repair. More paper for there. And it is a GDI, and the valves are full of carbon. So, and this is what happens when you start touching a car. um, see how well you guys can see that valve in there. Actually, let me remove this. This should come off. Well, they're so full of carbon, they're not. So, let me that in there. So you guys can see the carbon in there. All right, take two. I press the wrong button on my phone, and look at all that. That one is wow. All right, so mostly now is a new thing to run by the customer. All right, so my service advisor will try to run that through with the customer. And these are just those flaps that they put in there. How they does that on the GDI system. Don't ask me why, because I want to remove those in order to put this paper to cover up so nothing falls in here. This is the fuel line. Got another sensor here to disconnect. And number 300. All right. So the line goes under everything here. Just want to get it out of the way. Put them on the bench. And luckily, I didn't disconnect injectors because this way I really don't need to. And now let's think on the fun part, the back. I will be cleaning all this really good because just the way I am. I don't care that nobody will ever see this, but that is corrosion and I will stop that. And I was not able to get this hose in here, so again, let me stop and fight that hose out. I will get you a close loop when I am done with that. All right, guys, I got it out. So all you gotta do is push it back. So it's just a double connector. The only thing that holds it is that bolt. So gently pull it back and do the same thing as squeezing these stabs and be careful. Just plastic, but lucky for me, I was able to come out. It took me like 10 minutes to get that out. So again, it's just this bulb and the two connections on the side, and all this just to get access to a bolt and a hose in the back. But again, it is what it is. More connectors in here. This is a pin puller with this in here, like a Christmas tree. Well, that was very brittle. And we got a big connector in here. But my main concern is to get access to that bolt under it. So all you gotta do is push it out. Can I do the same with this one? I should. That's just not moving. You got a pressure sensor in between all these diverter valves and the main hose that goes to the front, right here. It's just better if I unplug it. I love to do the videos also to remember all these things. It's just so hard. So hard, so brittle. Need to get access to that bolt in there. So we can shake this connector back. Maybe it's moving. Alright, so try to get this unplugged. Oof, that was very easy. Very nice. Okay, got it out. That was not so hard. Now this, what it does is it splits from one diverter valve to another diverter valve. So I just need to now get those T30s and T30s in here and then get this baby out. Let's try that. Where is my T30? 25, 20, and it's, where's my ratchet? Right here. Alright guys, I got the okay from the customer in order to clean the intake valves, which very well from him. So I removed the other injectors or intake side. I removed all those flaps that are inside there. Let me show you how those looks. I'm gonna get a flashlight so you guys can see. Look at that. So definitely perfect time to do it. But I am definitely calling this out. This is the crankcase ventilation system valve, and that has to be removed. I mean, I'm going to drain all that coolant and gasoline that from the rail, and I have to get the injectors or rings and go from there. But just to give you a little more insight of what I'm doing. All right, guys, I'm in the process of cleaning and the valves and everything. So I just wanna show you how this is looking. So all that yellow or orange color is gone. These valves are still dirty, but I'll show you one cylinder already have clean. So that's clean, dirty, and the rest is still dirty. So I'm going already clean the surface where the thermostat will go. And let's see. All right, guys. Intakes are clean. I'll show you, and the center of the engine as well. So all the valves are now looking like brand new. That's the other side. Everything is beautiful and clean. So is the body of the engine. Customer rejected the idea of replacing the crankcase PCB system, so that stays. I also cleaned those let's call that flaps that goes inside each of the cylinders. It just goes like right here. Gotta take a look and see how they go. Come on, that's the way they go. All right, so I gotta face this way. Oops, the other way. Make sure when you put it, it's all the way in. hmm So that cut is for the center of the valves, and the angle is kind of like not like that. It has to face straight up. If I can get this one in. Okay, and now the last one. All right, so all that is ready, and I can start put everything back together. All right, guys, so this is a removing of the supercharger and cleaning of the intake passages. So that's the end of the video. Installation is in reverse order. If you guys needed torque specs, let me know and I share those with you. Hope you like the video. Thanks a lot and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Hey guys, bonus footage. I know the audio is not the best because I'm not using the microphone, but I want to show you this. When you're installing these intake runners, you got to be careful because you can put it and it will be locked by that same flat that is under it. So make sure that when you install that, check the movement. Make sure both of them move freely. Because otherwise, it will be on the other side and it will not move. It will be locked and you have to take everything apart. So that's it. That's just a bonus material I want to share with you.